So I watched Black Adam the other day, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. It was pretty good. I had a real enjoyable time with the movie. In my personal opinion, it was pretty nice. I can safely say it successfully exceeded my expectations, and that's probably because my expectations were kinda low to begin with. I'm a huge DC fan. I've always liked Black Adam as a character, and I love the Justice Society. But even with all that, prior to the movie's release, I just couldn't bring myself to get that excited about the movie, mainly because The Rock's movies have a certain reputation. So I wasn't really expecting it to be bad, but I did go into the movie expecting a mediocre blockbuster. And I was happily surprised when I started enjoying myself in the movie theater and I realized, hey, I like this movie. So yeah, it's a nice movie. It was pretty good. I wouldn't call it really good, I wouldn't call it great, but it's good yet flawed. And that's why I'm surprised with the movie itself, but I'm not really surprised by the mixed reaction that it got. It's an entertaining blockbuster first and foremost, and blockbusters aren't really made with film critics' sensibilities in mind, so a reception like this is really to be expected. The movie's major strength, I'll admit, is its action. It's a really enjoyable spectacle of a blockbuster, and it really feels frenetic. Action scene after action scene, some more effective than others, but they are all really intense and kinetic. In a way, it kinda sorta feels like a superhero version of Hardcore Henry, a really good movie. It's great how they put up Black Adam against a number of enemies who matched him or were close to his power level, and to put him against characters that don't have literally the same superpowers as him, that's also really good. I really liked how the Justice Society were adapted in this movie, and their characterization for each member. They're actually my favorite superhero group, and I personally feel like they did a good job with them, and the 4 characters they chose for the movie are really appropriate, since Hawkman and Dr. Fate have their origins set in ancient Egypt, just like Black Adam, and Black Adam and Atom Smasher are also friends in the comics. So they did put some thought into Black Adam's supporting cast and the world that surrounds him. Also, I think it's understood already, but from this point on I will be talking some major and minor spoilers, without giving away too much of course. Up until now I haven't really spoiled anything, so if you want the gist of it, I like the movie, and I do recommend it as a fun action movie. It's not gonna blow your mind, but it's an enjoyable time. I also found it really nice how superpowers themselves tied into some of the movie's themes, like Kahndaq's citizens calling out the Justice Society's hypocrisy for self-describing themselves as international peacekeepers, but only interfering in Kahndaq's situation just when Black Adam was awoken, because then they couldn't ignore them anymore. They couldn't ignore anymore their invasion because it only affected their country and nothing more. Black Adam, however, imposes a global threat, and that's when the JSA has to intervene. Something else that I really liked about the movie is how they explained Black Adam not really seeing himself as a hero. In a flashback scene, it's explained that when he defeated the ancient king An-Kut, or whatever he was called, he released so much energy that he killed the people of Kahndaq, and he had to be sealed away for all the people who inadvertently died because of him while he was trying to save them. This, plus the fact that he wasn't really chosen by the wizard to be given the power of Shazam in the first place, is the movie's way of showing the character's inner conflict, because by virtue, he inherently wants to save people, and the film does show Black Adam saving people a couple times. Of course, this and other themes the movie touches on aren't really explored deeply, like, at all. As I said, this movie is a blockbuster action movie first, and it all has to be used in service of the spectacle of it all, as a priority. By that I mean, the movie doesn't really balance all the action with a good amount of meaningful character moments beyond just simple exposition scenes, flashbacks, or quippy funny dialogue. I do gotta admit though, I enjoyed the movie's sense of humor from time to time. You know, I exhaled air through my nose a couple times during the movie, but being totally real, of course it gets kinda campy and cheesy at times. But hey, the action also gets ridiculous at times, so it's fitting. Still though, the movie could have greatly benefited from a better pacing. that allowed for more character growth. It would have meant cutting a few action scenes, but that way, they could have made the action that did remain to be even more impactful and intense. So, yeah, the movie has flaws. The villain is also predictable as hell, the story is kind of cliche and also predictable, and would have killed them to give Dwayne Johnson some pointy ears and a widow's peak. You know, maybe they could have spray painted that or used a marker on his head. Of course, there's more issues, but I think I mentioned what bothered me the most. The movie is nothing extraordinary, it's nothing amazing. It has noticeable weaknesses that makes me completely understand how someone might not like this movie. And that's totally fine. But in my opinion, it's a completely average, enjoyable movie, and that's also totally fine. It's okay to be a C+ movie, you know, there's no shame in that. I think that the movie was also hindered by the amount of waiting and development hell that the Shazam movie went through specifically. Shazam was announced to be in development by New Line Cinema in 2008. There were even rumors of The Rock being considered for Black Adam even back then, but it went dormant for a while, and then around 2014, it was revealed as one of the first movies in the DCEU. After that, The Rock got attached and got on board with the movie, and Warner Brothers decided to take Black Adam out as the main villain of the Shazam movie, and they gave him, and The Rock of course, his own solo film. But all that waiting might have screwed with people's expectations a little. I don't know, it's just a thought. This was what I thought about Black Adam, in my opinion. Pretty good, but what did you think about it? Did you see it? What do you think about the movie? Please let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts? And as always, thank you for watching.